Have you ever heard of a business being built on a song? Well, today, we're going to dive into the incredible story of a woman who went from the very edge of survival to becoming a successful entrepreneur. And she did it using some, let's just say, very unconventional tools.
I know, it sounds kind of out there, right? A song? But believe it or not, the answer to that question is really the key to understanding this powerful way of creating change. Let's see how it all works.
So to really appreciate just how far Jane came, we first have to understand where she started. And her starting point, well, it was a daily fight just to get by. Jane was living in a country in Africa in what we'd call extreme poverty. And that's not just a phrase. It meant she was struggling every single day to feed her children, with basically zero hope of ever sending them to school. The stakes for her and her family were just incredibly high.
But then, something shifted. An opportunity came along. And it wasn't just a handout. You can think of it more like she was given a complete toolkit designed to empower her to build something for herself.
And here's the absolute key to this whole story. First, she got a powerful tool, a small microloan. But you know, a tool's pretty useless if you don't know how to use it, right? That's why the second part was so crucial. She also got the user manual in the form of real, hands-on business training. And this is where it gets really cool. This wasn't some boring classroom lecture. The training was actually delivered through songs, dances, and even role-playing games. It was designed this way on purpose, to make these big business ideas totally accessible to anyone, even if they'd never had a formal education. How brilliant is that? So, armed with her loan, her new tool, and all this new knowledge, Jane got to work. Let's take a look at what she was able to build over the next 4 years. This timeline really shows her incredible progress. I mean, look at this. She starts in year 1 with just a small timber stall, but then, using her skills and a few more small loans, she grows and expands until, by year 4, she has a full-fledged, successful timber business. Amazing!
But you know, this story is so much bigger than just a business. The real transformation was in her life and her family's life. Let's look at the before and after, side by side.
I mean, the change is just astounding. She went from extreme poverty to running a successful enterprise. From an unstable income to having a safe, secure home. From worrying about food every day to being resilient.
And get this is the real test, right? Her business became so strong that it actually survived the shock of the COVID crisis. That was a time when so many people all around her lost everything. That is what true, sustainable success actually looks like.
So what was the magic formula here? What was her secret? Let's break down the key ingredients to her success.
And here it is. This is the big takeaway. It wasn't just about the money, and it wasn't just about the training. It was the powerful combination of the two. The financial tool, the loan, plus the knowledge of how to use it. That's the equation that equals real, lasting success.
And of course, Jane didn't just stop with the basics. She really became a savvy entrepreneur. She started expanding her range of products and made sure she was always focusing on giving her customers high-quality service. She wasn't just repeating lessons, she was living them.
So Jane's entire story really leaves us with this one powerful question to think about. When we're trying to create real opportunity for people, which tool is actually more important? Is it the money or is it the knowledge of how to use it? What do you think?